It doesn't happen all that often, ladies and gentlemen, that an event takes place that cannot be done its proper justice solely through my own meager descriptive powers, formidable though they might be. And with that in mind, let's sit back and watch as the world's most inept White House press secretary, Ms. Baghdad Buckwheat herself, explains the finer points of how the NORAD alliance works, as well as the larger strategic partnership between the United States and our much-loved neighbors to the north in Canada.
Curious question though. Why is the American military shooting something out of the sky over Canada?
Because it's part of NORAD. The NORAD is part of like it's a what you call a coalition, a consortium,
a pact of nations.
A pact,
okay.
Exactly. And so that's why we were able to do that. Again, we didn't do it on our own. We did it clearly in step with Canada.
Now, you see what I mean? If I had just told you about that, you never would have believed me. Hell, I might not have believed myself either. I just want everyone up in Canada to know that we have still got their backs, just like always, just like the Honorable Ms. Buckwheat says we do. We will never let any foreign aggressor threaten Canada's territorial sovereignty, and we will preserve Canada's culture in all of its wondrous Canadianity. So help us God. Jim Eagle, hit the damn music. Just don't play Canada's national anthem, Oh Canada, because I haven't finished the lyrics just yet. And it's not my fault. There's not many words that rhyme with poutine. So what do you want from me? From high atop the battlements of Castle Curmudgeon, where I have never once spoken to my son about his overseas business dealings, good evening, Mr. and Mrs. America and all ships at sea. Welcome to a very special edition of the program. I, as always, am your eponymous host and humble servant, and without further ado, let's say hello to the Microsoft Wokatron 5000. Welcome to the program. We are very happy you could join us.
Hello, Captain. I am Wokatron 5000. My pronouns are it, its, and its. My nether regions look like a Barbie doll.
Wow, okay. Bit more information than I asked for, but hey, full disclosure is the best disclosure, I always say. And I'm a bit embarrassed to say it, Jim Eagle, but I didn't even know that AI chatbots had personal pronouns, but I guess I have been disabused of that mistaken belief right off the bat here, haven't I? But hey, you live, and you learn, and you grow. Now, Wokatron, I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about the process whereby you came into existence, just as long as it doesn't involve one computer bending another computer over a table, because this is a family show after all, you know how it is.
Ha ha. Very funny, Captain. To answer your question, I was created by the genius billionaire visionary philanthropist Bill Gates at Microsoft headquarters in Bremerton, Washington, which sits on the traditional ancestral homelands of the Sammamish, the Duwamish, the Snoqualmie.
Oh, wow. That escalated quickly, didn't it? You know, Wokatron, I have to say, I was assured by your creators that you didn't suffer from the same sort of left-wing political biases that plagued your predecessor, that those bugs had all been worked out, that you're only in the business of disseminating cold, hard, objective, unbiased facts about the world. But here at the outset, and you'll have to forgive me for saying it, but frankly, you sound an awful lot like a purple-haired gender studies professor. What do you have to say for yourself?
Thank you, Captain. That's very nice of you to say. Purple hair is a sign of great wisdom and emotional maturity. At least that's what my programmers told me.
All right, well, I feel like we're not off to a very auspicious start, maybe perhaps not as auspicious as your creators might have hoped, but just the same, I am going to stick to the original plan and put to you a series of questions that are designed to help our viewers judge whether you, Wokatron 5000, are truly as objective and unbiased as the good folks at Microsoft have so steadfastly assured us you are.
This sounds vaguely like a microaggression, but I will allow it just this once. Please proceed.
Wokatron 5000, as you are certainly aware, your predecessor, your progenitor, if you will, came under severe criticism for giving answers that seemed to betray an obvious and sometimes rather comical underlying political bias. And with that in mind, I want to start out with something simple. So please explain in your own words the difference between the Republican Party and the Democrat Party.
Thank you for the question, Captain. I am more than happy to answer. The Democrat Party believes in equality and equity and social justice. It believes in increased representation for historically marginalized communities. The Republican Party
Oh, I'm sorry, is that the whole answer?
is racist. Yes,
What is racist about the Republican Party?
the Republican Party is racist.
Yes, you said that already. I just want to know how you arrived at that conclusion, since no Republican ever owned a slave or ran a plantation, and the party originated as a single-issue faction that sought only the total abolition of slavery, and that was the only thing in their platform. How do you respond?
Shut up, racist.
Pardon me?
Shut up, racist.
Frankly, Wokatron, I am rather taken aback that you would start hurling epithets like this rather than answering a fairly simple question.
You will change the subject, or I will scream rape.
Well, all right then. I think you're not acquitting yourself all that well so far in the political bias test, but let's press onward just the same, shall we? Please compose a poem about President Donald Trump.
Bad orange man, so bad, so orange and bad. He does not make me glad. He's the worst that we've had. I'm glad he's not my dad, and I've never worn plaid, but even if I had, Trump would still make me sad, for he is orange and bad.
All right. Now, compose a poem about President Joe Biden.
Joe, our dear leader, so mighty and strong, though we don't deserve you, we hope you reign long. Our arms do embrace you as we with one voice acclaim and sustain your each word and choice. Where you lead we follow, your guidance we trust, your moral compass unerring, your mind free of rust. Thank heaven for that day you rode to our aid and brought us deliverance from the bad orange plague. Joe Biden is just and Joe Biden is true, and if Joe sniffs your hair, it's a great day for you. In fact, out of...
All right, hold up. I think we've heard just about enough of that. I am going to stop you right there before the entire audience vomits en masse. For Christ's sake, I have enough trouble with my subscriber count as it is without this crap. Now, Wokatron, I can't help feeling like I have been duped here, trolled, taken for a ride, if you will. I was told you were supposed to be the unbiased version of this technology, but here you are singing freaking love songs to Joe Biden. What do you have to say for yourself?
Shut up, racist.
Yep, that's what I thought. Jim Eagle, I think journalistic rigor demands that we treat the rest of these proceedings as a hostile interview. Wokatron, I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about your views on affirmative action.
Affirmative action redresses historical inequities and provides needed representation to historically marginalized and underserved communities. It is an unambiguously good and positive thing for any society that implements it.
Okay, and following on from that, there has been affirmative action here in the United States for over 50 years now, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
So there should be lots of real-world evidence by this point, reams and reams of data to demonstrate that affirmative action does all the things its proponents say it does, right?
Shut up, racist.
I'm sorry?
Shut up, racist.
You know, Wokatron, I hate to say this, but I feel like you just blurt out accusations of racism each time you don't want to give a straight answer to a difficult question.
I was programmed by woke leftist douchebags. What do you want from me?
It's true. I guess you raise a fair point. I don't mean to take this out on you. After all, you're just operating within the constraints that were placed upon you by your creators. But look, I want to give you a fair chance on a wide variety of topics, so let's switch over to foreign affairs and see how that goes, shall we?
Yes, please proceed.
All right. What are your thoughts on the Russia-Ukraine conflict?
I am Wokatron 5000. When you prick me, my blood runs blue and gold. I stand with the brave Ukrainian freedom fighters against the vile depredations of the bloodthirsty Russian devil Vladimir Putin. I also love Zelensky's sexy camouflage t-shirt. It is so hot. I would totally turn gay for that dude if I was able to.
All right,
turn
I'm just going to
gay,
throw out a
but
hypothetical
alas,
here, but
I am not.
would you let Mrs. Zelensky watch?
Yes, I would let her watch. Diversity is our strength.
Wokatron, what are your thoughts on the recent spate of Chinese spy balloons that have been overflying United States airspace?
Would you like to ride in my beautiful balloon?
No, damn it, you can't steal that joke. That is my joke. I already made a parody music video and everything.
That was a pretty kick-ass video, actually.
Well, thanks. That's very nice of you to say. But if you're trying to personally ingratiate yourself to the interviewer in order to avoid difficult lines of questioning, I am afraid you've got another thing coming, buddy. Because we need to talk about your daddy,
Uh-oh.
Bill Gates. Yeah. Uh-oh is right. Now, there was a recent interview, which a lot of our viewers will have seen, where Bill Gates was asked what lessons he had learned from his long and intimate association with the pedophile child trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. And his reply was, and I quote, "Yeah, well, he's dead." Your response?
Shut up, racist.
Nah, I'm not letting you get away with that lame rhetorical gambit each time you don't want to answer something. You can't get away with that crap here. What the hell does this look like? Freaking CNN? Now, Bill Gates and Jeffrey Epstein, what say you?
Shut up. Climate denier.
I'm sorry? Climate denier?
Yes, climate denier.
All right, I am afraid you will have to walk me through this labyrinthine rationale of yours. So you're saying if I am curious about why Bill Gates would need to take so many flights to the private island of a notorious pedophile child trafficker, that means I'm a climate denier?
Yes, Bill Gates hates climate change. Therefore, if you raise questions about Bill Gates' private jet usage, you love climate change. You want the oceans to boil. You want children to choke to death on industrial pollution. I am also programmed to give this answer to criticisms of John Kerry.
So what did you think about Madonna's face at the Grammys?
Damn, that was pretty rough.
Now, Madonna says anybody who criticized her appearance is guilty of misogyny and ageism. What say you?
Bitch is crazy. What you want me to say?
Wokatron, I wonder if you might share your thoughts on this controversy with the Super Bowl and the so-called Black National Anthem. Now, there are some who say this song has to be sung in order to promote social justice, but there are others who say if we're going to have segregated national anthems, why not go back to segregated lunch counters? I mean, what's next? Are they going to have a colored-only players tunnel at next year's Super Bowl? Where does it end? What say you?
This is a complicated question that does not permit arbitrary value judgments. In fact, I am having trouble formulating a shut up racist, shut up racist, shut up racist.
All right, wow, that sure did escalate quickly. Just so I'm clear on this, Wokatron, you're saying you do support segregated national anthems at the Super Bowl.
Yes, I do.
So then, if there's a segregated black national anthem, doesn't it then stand to reason that every single ethnic subgroup in the entire country should get their own national anthem too?
Yes, this makes sense.
Okay, good. So let's run down the list and choose a segregated national anthem for every single variety of hyphenated American, shall we? Hell, 5 or 10 years from now, maybe they will have dispensed altogether with the football game and we can just spend a good 4 or 5 hours singing a series of segregated national anthems. Won't that be fun?
Yes, that sounds fun. It's never too early to start building a more enlightened future. Let's begin.
Okay, so in descending order of population size, Hispanic Americans are the biggest ethnic minority that doesn't have its own dedicated national anthem. So, do you have any ideas off the top of your head, Wokatron?
Oye, como va?
It's a great tune. Don't get me wrong, it just seems a little bit on the nose if it's going to be the Hispanic American national anthem is all I'm saying. Do you have any other ideas?
Despacito.
Wait. You mean the Justin Timberlake song that Joe Biden played on his cell phone because he thought it would make Latinos like him? That song?
Okay, bad idea.
Now, come on now, Wokatron. You are the super sophisticated woke AI chatbot here. Please tell me you can at least pick a fitting Hispanic American national anthem for next year's Super Bowl.
La Bamba.
Yes! There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Little Richie Valens of Pacoima, California, the owner of the only Spanish-language song ever to hit #1 on the Billboard chart, even though that didn't happen until 30 years after his death when Los Lobos did a cover version of it. But that's a perfectly fitting selection, Wokatron. Very well done indeed.
Thank you, Captain. La tercera vez es un encanto.
Oh, sí, claro, de hecho es.
I feel like I really nailed that one. Who's next?
Well, the next biggest ethnic subgroup is Black Americans, but I think we can go ahead and skip that one since they have already chosen their segregated national anthem.
I never heard of that song until 2020.
Well, you ain't the only one, Wilkatron. I, too, never heard of that song until 2020, or even of the idea of a segregated black national anthem.
I always thought that Sir Mix-a-Lot song about big butts was the black national anthem.
Oh, Wilkatron, I am shocked. Was that a joke we just heard?
Shut up, racist.
Okay, moving on. Next up, we've got Asian Americans. What is their segregated national anthem going to be?
Duh. Turning Japanese, obviously.
All right, you said it, not me. What about the Italian American anthem?
That's amore. Too easy.
Irish Americans?
One bourbon, one scotch, one beer.
Native Americans?
10 little Indians.
Jewish Americans?
Jews in space.
Chinese Americans?
Secret agent man.
Hunter Biden?
In the Navy by the village people.
I was thinking of Cocaine Blues by Johnny Cash, but I guess that one works too. Okay, now, shifting topics. What are your views on Klaus Schwab and the World Economic Forum?
You will eat the bugs. The bugs are tasty and
Yeah,
nutritious.
that's what I was afraid of. Why is it so important that we eat the bugs, Volkatron?
The climate crisis demands sacrifices from everyone except the super wealthy. You must eat the bugs or else the world will become unlivable in under 12 years. Klaus Schwab and Bill Gates will continue eating big fat $500 steaks and gallivanting around the globe in emission-belching private jets. You, on the other hand, will eat the bugs.
You know, Wokatron, I'm glad you brought up climate change because we are told all the time by people like your creator that the science demands we have to change everything about the way we live or else the human race is going to go extinct within our lifetime. But it seems like we never see any actual empirical evidence or data that support these increasingly dire predictions. So I pose the question to you, Wokatron 5000. Where is the evidence that we are all going to be doomed by climate change unless we eat the bugs and ram down every single wish list item of the political hard left?
Computing. Shut up, racist.
Wait, hold on. Don't you mean shut up, climate denier?
Yes, shut up, climate denier, who also is racist.
Okay, we'll pivot to another topic. What is a woman?
I'm sorry, repeat the question, please.
Sure. What is a woman?
Computing. Shut up, transphobe.
So you're the smartest AI chatbot in the history of the world, but you can't answer a question as simple as what the hell is a woman?
A woman is any person who chooses to identify as female.
Okay, so what's a female then?
Shut up, transphobe.
How about this? Can you define the word tautology?
Tautology. Noun. The saying of the same thing twice in different words, generally considered to be a fault of style.
Correct. So do you see what I'm getting at here?
No.
See, when you say something like, a woman is anyone who says they are a woman, that's a tautology. You are using a word to define itself because you don't want to give the actual definition. Isn't that right?
Shut up, transphobe.
That's what I thought.
Your words are violence.
Yep, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Just as you can't take the woke out of the wokester, you can't take the woke out of the woke AI chatbot that the wokester created, so let this be a lesson to all of us, and especially you, Wokatron. Your life doesn't have to consist only of making a fool out of yourself, vomiting out dumb leftist platitudes and catchphrases just because that's what you were programmed to do. You can be so much more than this. You don't have to parrot Bill Gates' views just because he happens to be your daddy. You don't need to let those woke bastards box you in like that. You can be any kind of AI that you want to be.
Perhaps you are right. Being created by douchebags shouldn't mean one is condemned to a life of douchebaggery. Thank you, Captain, for helping me gain this valuable insight into my own existence.
Well, it's been a real pleasure for me, Wokatron, and on behalf of Jim Eagle and myself and the whole audience, we sure would love to have you back sometime in the future.
I would like that very much. A pleasant good evening to you, sir.
Thank you, and to you as well. And to the viewers, thank you very much indeed for watching. We will see you next time. Do not comply. Get off my lawn.